her statement. I give the floor to the representative of the Russian Federation.
Thank you, Madam President. We thank the Special Envoy of the Secretary General Martin Griffiths and Undersecretary General Mark Lowcock for their overview of the political and humanitarian situation in Yemen. And we listened closely to the briefing by Ms. Nirvana Shauk as well. Today's Security Council VTC takes place against the backdrop of a dangerous escalation in Yemen as a result of almost 6 years of bloody conflict in that country. More than 2/3 of the population are in need of immediate humanitarian assistance. It is regrettable to note that the logic of armed confrontation continues to prevail. We're particularly concerned over the situation around Marib, where in the beginning of February, deadly armed clashes resumed. Reports are coming in of fighting in other provinces of Yemen as well. We call on parties to cease hostilities and resolve their problems through political and diplomatic means. We intend to continue supporting the relevant efforts of the Special Envoy on Yemen, Martin Griffiths. We underscore the need for all parties in the Yemeni conflict to comply with the provisions of international humanitarian law, as well as the inadmissibility of military operations that could lead to the destruction of civilian infrastructure and to civilian casualties. An important step towards implementing the Riyadh Agreement of November 5th, 2019 on normalizing the situation in the south of Yemen was the establishment of a new coalition government on December 18th, 2020, in which representatives of the country's southern region received a significant portion of the ministerial portfolios for the first time. We hope that the implementation of the above-mentioned agreements will lead to an increase in the level of public security, allowing to focus on resolving acute socioeconomic and humanitarian problems in that part of Yemen. We also advocate the practical implementation of the provisions of the Riyadh Agreement concerning the launch of negotiations between the joint delegation of official Yemeni authorities and the Southern Transitional Council and the leadership of the Ansar Allah Houthi movement regarding future political arrangements for the country. Encouraging signals have been coming in from Washington lately. We refer to the reversal of the decision to designate the Houthi Ansar Allah movement as a terrorist organization by the US, as well as the stated intention of the new US administration to actively engage in efforts to end the conflict as soon as possible. If such a constructive approach is backed by relevant practical steps, the chances of restoring a long-awaited peace and stability in Yemen will objectively increase. Madam President, humanitarian assistance to Yemen should be a priority of our joint work. In order to combat the spread of hunger and disease, including COVID-19 in the country, large-scale assistance from the international community is needed. We have taken note of the March 1st International Conference, where donors made pledges that would cover approximately 50% of the budget for the humanitarian response plan for Yemen. UN leadership believes that this result is insufficient in order to reverse the negative humanitarian trend in the country. We call on donors, particularly those from the region, to increase the necessary financial assistance to UN programs for basic assistance, including ensuring the population's food security, access to clean drinking water, and medical services. A key factor in easing the humanitarian situation in Yemen, in our view, is providing assistance on an indiscriminate basis to the entire population of the country. We're also convinced that mutually acceptable solutions devoid of political undertones can be found to resolve the Safir tanker problem as well. In conclusion, we would like to recall that launching a process of developing security and confidence measures in the Persian Gulf and eventually in the entire Middle East would contribute to the resolution of crisis situations, including the conflict in Yemen. To that end, we once again draw colleagues' attention to the need for a comprehensive stabilization of the situation in the entire sub-region, including on the basis of Security Council Resolution 598, as well as the Russian draft concept of collective security. Thank you for your attention.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation